Hi everyone, it's Sue with Ully Cat's Designs and Ully Cat's World blog. And today I have a card that's made using Karen Burniston's pop-up fence design that she did for the April 2025 Designer Team Challenge. And I'm going to make it a little bit differently than she did, but I'm still using the Catherine label pop-up with the iron fence pop-up, and we'll also need the smallest of the angle dies from the Mini Pops pop-up set. And if you need a more detailed explanation on how to assemble the mechanisms, I have made a separate video that uses different colored papers to show you exactly how this piece goes together. So today I'm just going to show you using my decorator papers. So my card base, I'm using a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock, and this came from a Martha Stewart paper pad that was copyrighted in 2013. It has this lovely cemetery scene, which I thought would be great for making a Halloween card using the iron fence. I have cut out 2 of the Catherine label pop-ups, one on the gray side of the paper and one on the pattern side of the paper. Now, I should also tell you that this is 5.5 wide and about 8.5 long, and it's just folded at the center mark. And I have taken a tiny white dot, my gel pen, to mark where 4 3/4 is along the fold. Now, the reason I cut my 2 angle pieces, one out of the pattern side and one out of the gray side, is because when we go to fold them up, it will make a difference in how I want my design to be, because you always fold the box for this card from the back side of the paper. So in one case, I want the back side to have the pattern, and in the other case, I want it to have the gray. I've glued my boxes together, leaving the tab on the outside. And as you can see, the angled folds are done as mountain folds, whereas the straight folds for the box end are done as valleys. I want my gray side to go in first. And one thing I want to do is I want to tear a tiny piece of, this is 1/4 inch wide double-sided tape, and I'm putting it right below my white dot and near the fold. And then I'm putting the corner of my piece right up to that white dot, and the rest of this is just right along the fold. So that's our first fold. This is our second fold. So with the piece in this position, I'm going to put glue just on that part. And again, just gently opening it, making sure everything is good. And we'll let that dry. This has dried some, and we're going to flip our card around this way. This is our new fold that we're going to work off of. This is our second piece. And you can kind of tell, this is, when I cut it out, this is the pattern piece side that I cut. But the back side, from the way the die cuts, is what we're going to be focusing on. I put glue on there, and I'm lining up my fold with the edge and that notch piece with the corner. And again, I want to let that dry before I go to the next part. That's going to be, I'm folding, that's the first fold, this is the second fold. And I'm putting glue on that. And now I'm going to let this close into its flat position and gently opening up the card. Now, for some reason, I always put too much glue on and it seeps out, so you can kind of see where it's stuck some there. I'm not worried about this because this will be the back side of the card. You won't see it as much. And when we do our decorations, I'll make sure to put something over that section. I'm taking the little angled pop-up from the Mini Pop set, I'm going to fold it in half, and the angle of this side, where the glue is on the back one, and I'm trying to get it close to the bottom, but not quite, but I'm trying to match the angles. And now I'll put a little glue on this side, and we'll close it up. And now we have our mechanism for our gate. I've cut my 2 fence pieces and one of the raven. Just used a white gel pen to give him an eye. And this is going to be the fence post piece for the left side. I'm going to count over 6 posts from the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm just going to go straight up to make it a flat piece. It's my left side. My right side, I need to count 7 from the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And again, I'm just making it a smooth piece. And these I'm going to trim up, and they're going to become the gate. So for this, I'm just creating that piece. And from this one, I'm cutting off all of that. Glue that up. And we'll let everything dry. So to install the right side, I'm going to put glue on the 3rd post and only below where the curly cues meet. And we'll close enough. And we're going to do the 3rd one over again on the left side. But the 3rd one doesn't meet up in quite the same way as our other one did. I'm kind of basing it off of where it is next to the gate mechanism piece. And this piece has a tendency to want to slide around. And I'm going to use a piece of scrap paper because I know there's some excess glue that I don't want to have trapped on the nice printed cardstock. And I'm just going to let those dry. To glue the gate on, it's only going to be attached on this one little panel. And I find you usually have to let it set a little bit before you can hold it. Now the little raven that I cut out, I'm going to put his tail behind the post, and then I'll glue him to the next post because he's kind of sitting in between. So there's a raven on the fence. From the pattern paper on another piece, I cut out the tombstones, the large ones, and here's this one. And I'm just gluing them over where those boxes are. Again, just trying to keep this lightweight. And here's the finished decorated card. I've taken the Happy Halloween from the Halloween charms and just glued it onto a piece of orange paper and then trimmed around the oval. The outside uses the Halloween elements to get the boo and the hands, and then the Halloween borders is where I've gotten the pumpkins, the bones, the bats that are inside, and then the skulls that are on the back. And that's our Halloween pop-up fence card using the iron fence. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how this card was made. And if you want to see Karen Burniston's video on how she made her pop-up fence card, it's linked below in the comments. Hope you have a spooking good time on Halloween. Bye-bye.